Alright, so we're doing a little bit of work on the LS. Let's see how we're going. Oi, you're laying down on the job, mate.
Just checking that the radiator alignment is right with the centre of the crankshaft.
Alright, let me get over the top. Alright. So you happy with that?
Yeah, it's a little different, so I'm just trying to make it. You can't buy a kit, obviously, to mount the radiator onto an LS engine, so we've just used, so that's like your spare radiator.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it so it's all exactly the same as like your car, so at least if we've got it, we can pull your engine out and plop this one straight in, just as a straight changeover. So we're just trying to make that side of it straightforward and very easy. So just got a few little things left to do. You know, it's got to make some mounts up. We're going to run an alternator on this one, just to keep, because we've got to, I'll show you the little tiny
this is a very, I'd just like to say, this is a very technical, I'll just get my finger in. This is a very technical item here. A stress ball. Is that going to stay there? Or?
Yeah, I might leave it there.
So you might leave that there. And
stress a lot.
And we've got the...
Yeah, the never seal. So at least when it wears through, that'll stop the squeaking.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the size, look at the size of the battery we're going to use.
So cute, isn't it?
Tiny, wee little battery. So, yeah, but other than that, you know, so the thing's a little different. So just a few lines. Yeah, to be quite honest, I think the Australian throttle body is a lot neater, like the one that's on Aaron's. The way it mounts back here, and it is pretty neat and clean. Like those guys down there have thought about that a lot. But that was nice and cheap. That was good. So
what else can you tell us about this?
Other than that, we use all off the shelf bits. So I haven't had to make too much yet. I'm about to make something now. We've got to make the stuff to mount the alternator, obviously, because we're trying to do that in a smaller confined space so it's not hanging up out of the way. But other than that, yeah, everything's all off the shelf, and we'll just get like a parts list. So at least someone wants to do it, they can do it. But what I've roughly worked out, QSS have a motor for, sorry about that, had to take a phone call. I am still important some days. So, yeah, so other than that, we've got, and I've just put it, it's not dry sumped, but I've just got the dry sump tank on to be as a breather. I just like it, man. I tend to get upside down too much, so, that's from the early days.
Really?
That's from the early days of the 360s where I'd be upside down. I could see oil dripping out, thinking, what if there's going to be enough oil left in the engine to restart this thing? So at least like that, when you tip it up, the oil runs back into the engine. So at least I'm fairly confident that I can restart. Just off the shelf headers. So there's a part number listed in the rule book. Yeah, just Schoenfield make a thing. We've just used the Barnes remote oil filter. We've just made this little bracket up and just got some nice BMRS lines. We've just got to run the other line, obviously, for the oil. That's from the tank to the sump. So that's how we'll fill it. We'll actually fill the engine through the dry sump tank, not fill the tank up. There's still a bung on the other side. So we'll use that as the level indicator, but it'll just easy because we can just pour it into the top of the tank, obviously. That's just one of the breathers. So I'm just about to adapt that to the return lines from the dry sump. So we're just going to, the breather lines will just go from there. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. You know, we've just got the CT, just circle track MSD ignition, which is standard, what everyone uses. Oh, look at that. You like the Flash Bundy cord?
Yeah, is that going to stay there?
Oh, no. I might take it off. I don't know if it'll handle. I don't know if it's robust enough. But here's you see, that's the level. So on the side of the sump, you can see there, that's the level bung. So you screw that bung out and obviously you run the oil. We've got all trapdoors and stuff in there. Other than that, she's all pretty straightforward. Well, you can't see the cam spud because I stole it the other day. Just got to put another one back in. But yeah, just got left. We just got to make up, you know, the water lines where we go from the thermostat housing. And we, you know, like I say, we've chose to use the engine-mounted radiator, so we just got to make something up between here. Other than that, and that's just an off-the-shelf part. You know, off-the-shelf alternator. Repco Capella bar for the water pump. Obviously it'll have good Penrite oil in it and Penrite coolant, and hey presto, we're away. So that's basically another wrap up of, and this is an LS1. So we're going to run this one first, then just so I can get some data and dyno and stuff like that, and then we'll do the same with the LS3. So, and then so at least it's a good comparison between the engines, just so we can just advise people of the difference and the cost difference. So, the LS3 you can buy new. Queensland Speedway Spares have crate engines there. Got the right manifold on it. You just got to machine obviously the manifold for the bosses for the fuel, and then obviously the throttle body just bolts on, and you've still got to modify the camshaft to put the cam spud in the back. But they're pretty straightforward. They've got a sump on it already, they've got a balancer on it, and you just got to add the ignition. So to be quite honest, brand spanking new, I reckon buying every part. If you got a sprint car roller and you want to put the LS3 or the CT525 crate engine in it, I reckon 20,000 will pull you up. Everything's brand new. And to me, that's a good, affordable way to go racing.
That's pretty good if you wanted to just sort of trial the division or whatever.
Yeah, well, because you can use the engine. So even if you don't like sprint cars, they're using that engine now in super sedans. And I think, I'm not 100% sure if it's in VO modified, but if it's not, it should be. Because if you can use the one engine in a couple of different classes, man, they can make for a ton of fun, One motor and 3 rollers and away you go. That'd be grouse. All right, we'll see you next time. Hooroo.